Hello everybody, this is Fernando for the latest Ghosts and Spirits news video. Well, this is a special treat for all of you Ghost Adventures, Demon House, Zach Baggins, even Haunted Museum fans out there. There are a lot of you out there because based on my views, the ones that I just looked up right now, on all of the other similar topics, I still get a good number of views associated with this video. So anytime I come across something that is especially newsworthy, then I'll definitely share it with everyone here. And the neatest part is it's a great way to ring in the new year, 2019, which is just coming up as of today in a couple of days. So very, very fascinating, very cool stuff. It has to do with this. So the Travel Channel is going to have a world premiere of the Demon House documentary. That was, of course, the one from Zach Baggins that I saw earlier this year, and that I also featured in some of my reviews. In fact, I'll post the links for them below if you haven't had a chance to see them. I cover it in two parts. Part A, where I talk about all the good things associated with the nice documentary, and then Part B, where I talk about some of the bad things, because even though it's a good documentary, there are still some flaws with it as well. So, but yes, it's a good film to watch. It's a good documentary, and I'll include those links for the videos and the link for Amazon as well. It's out there now, obviously, like you can see it anytime you want. But the news is this: with the world premiere of the movie on the Travel Channel, the documentary on the Travel Channel, they're going to have a 1 hour special afterwards called Demon House: The Lost Footage. I don't know though if this is already stuff that was, let's say, in a release earlier this year. Like, let's say if you bought a special edition Blu-ray or a special edition DVD, if it's there. If it is, so be it. But if it's not, then this is a great way for you fans, for you Demon House fans, to watch this lost footage and to also commemorate this stuff. There was a very, very nice Facebook Live that Zach did a couple of days back. It's about 30 minutes long. I saw it as well, and I include the link for that too. So a couple of links. Be sure to check out the comment section here, so that way you can see all of these important links. But for those 30 minutes, he goes over the information as to why the Travel Channel is doing this, and then why he has a 1 hour special after the 2 hour documentary. So I'm excited because this is a great way to, again, be a fan and then also spring in the new year for this documentary. On top of that too, the times for it is going to be completely pretty much leading up to the new year. So the documentary is at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. And then the 1 hour special is going to be 11 p.m. Eastern and then 10 o'clock Central. So it's a great way, again, to celebrate everything Ghost Adventures and then be able to see this documentary one more time. Have you guys seen it? If so, what are your thoughts regarding this very nice documentary? And if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend doing so before the release, or if you want to wait for the actual Travel Channel world premiere, that's fine too. Then you'll be able to do it. I don't know what channel your cable provider will have it on, but you'll be able to see it there. I'm going to try to see it on my mobile app, so that way it'll be live, and then I'll be able to check it out as well, and then I'll probably give my thoughts on it afterward too. Now let's focus though on the 1 hour special. So it has to do with this. So everybody critiqued, and rightfully so, the Demon House documentary with the fact that there was so little investigation. It was just pretty much a lot of history about the house, a lot of interviews with the people associated with the house, even some people that visited the house, in fact, like a lot of the nurses, the social workers, even some of the police officers, and then only very scantily, like towards the end, was there an actual investigation. If I had to guess again, it would probably have been about maybe 15 minutes at most of the entire documentary, and that was what hurt it the most. That was one of my biggest cons, and that's what he actually mentioned in the Facebook Live 30-minute interview that he gave to his fans, because that was the first question that popped up. He was taking questions from a lot of people there, and every now and then, like, he would find, of course, the most common one, and one was that one: why wasn't there a longer investigation of the house? And I'll surmise it by stating this: if you have a chance, see the Facebook Live 30-minute spot if you can, but if you can't, I'll surmise it here. He stated it's because nobody really wanted to be in that house for longer than necessary. In fact, some of the people there were adamant about not basically being there anymore. In fact, at one point he said that there was like an 8-month span of where nothing was happening because nobody wanted to return back to the house. That's how freaked out they were with regards to whatever was happening in that house. Remember, we're talking about a house that supposedly had over 20 demons. That's why it was called the demon house. So 20 of those entities residing within that home. So if that's the fact, then yes, it's understandable why people wouldn't necessarily want to investigate that much longer there too. But that's why he stated it wasn't much of an investigation. There really wasn't much to show, but still they were able to scrounge up enough to showcase for this 1 hour special edition, this 1 hour investigation. I'm interested in seeing what they'll have to show. And if somebody knows if they already have it like on a special edition release somewhere else earlier this year, then maybe it might be the same or it might be different. But if you have any comments on that, that'd be great to hear too. But I'm interested to hear what they were able to capture with 1 hour's worth of stuff. And then also the other big question that was brought up in the Facebook Live, which I also critiqued in one of my videos when I was talking about the bad things of the documentary, was why was the house destroyed? If it was such a great place to investigate, if it was something that he outright owned, where he would have all the leisure, all the time in the world to be able to do so, not like the episodes of Ghost Adventures where they're on a time constraint, on a budget constraint. Here, it's 100% at his own leisure. Why was it destroyed? He went into a much more personal detail. Again, check out the Facebook Live because he actually does show the effects of it, and that was kind of brave of him to do so, and that kind of surprised me as well. But he stated it's because this house left a physical mark on him, and it had to do with his eyes. Those glasses that you're seeing now, and it was kind of touched upon on the documentary, but this time, for the first time on the Facebook Live, it was physically shown. Something occurred with his eyes where one of his eyes, after the investigation was done, caused something in his eye to go inward. So instead of, let's say, both eyes facing outward in the same direction, one of his eyes, in this case his right eye, now goes inward more so than the left eye. So it's kind of like cross-eyed, but only being one eye that is being crossed. The other eye is perfectly fine. And he showed that very prominently within the Facebook Live post. Like, he basically stated, this is why. And he took off his glasses and he stared right into the camera, and you can see exactly what occurred to his eyes. He stated that something impacted him physically. Something hurt him so bad with his eyes that they wanted to leave their mark, whatever this thing was. And so when that happened, that's why he destroyed the house afterward. He doesn't want anybody else to experience this as well, to experience this damage, especially after he was hearing, of course, all these interviews beforehand where people were stating all these things that were impacting them negatively. Even social workers, nurses, policemen, people that were just there even briefly were also being impacted. So he thought to himself, let's go ahead, after what happened to him, that he would destroy the house. And I think that's going to be covered as well within the 1 hour special. So it'll be interesting to see what that plays out. But if you want to know why, again, he destroyed the house, he touched upon a documentary, but now on the Facebook Live post, he shows it exactly. And so, and it is a markable effect. Like, whenever he showed it, it definitely stood out. People's eyes naturally, in most cases, are not 100% straight. You'll always see somebody that has eyes just a little bit off center, but his was dramatically changed. Like, his eye now is pointing inwards far more usual than normal happenstance. So that's the reason why. Now, other little interesting notes about the Facebook Live post stated this. He said that he bought the house over the phone, basically. Like, it was within hours of it being posted. He tracked down whoever was selling it, and then right over the phone, sight unseen, he was able to purchase it. I found out more info on that too. Apparently, he bought it for like something like $38,000. So it was pretty cheap compared to what the normal house to sell these days. But yes, he was able to buy it outright over the phone. It's interesting to hear that. Also, he stated that whenever he encountered whatever that thing was within the documentary, right before that happened, he heard what he described as one of the most, not a, but the most horrific sound he has ever heard coming from, like, darkness, from whatever evil this is. And it emanated from the basement, and it resonated throughout the entire house, and then whatever that thing was made its presence known. He further described, in fact, what he saw. All it was just like basically a black mass, a giant black mass, something that he has no idea, like a like how it truly looked like because of the darkness surrounding him. So that was interesting to hear more info on. And then he was also asked, does he still own the land itself? And he said yes, he has it, he owns it, but he has no plans to do anything with it right now. So if you wanted to guess that maybe he's going to do something else with the land, there's nothing outright in the future. It makes me wonder though if the neighbors have any plans for it, or if anybody's going to do anything to it afterward. My guess is now it's just probably just going to lay there, but I wonder if people go out there to this day and just investigate the land itself. That'll probably be hard to do because that still is private land, and so I imagine that even the surrounding neighbors are going to be pissed off at that too. So, but in any case, just wanted to give that bit of news, everybody. Ghost Adventures, in this case, the Demon House documentary, world premiere again coming up this Tuesday, January 1st, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. But I'm more excited, and hopefully you are too, about the other one, the 1 hour special investigation, the lost footage special, and that'll be at 11 Eastern, 10 p.m. Central. So I can't wait to do that. I might even do a review on it afterward too. So, and yes, if you've seen the documentary and you still want to post your comments on it, please do so below. If you've seen some of that lost investigative footage, please do so as well. And again, check out the link for the Facebook Live special that he gave a couple of days back. You'll be able to see a good precursor of everything that's going to happen. So, all right, everybody. Thanks again as always. Take care.